All right, what is the probability that you'll have 4 real messages in your email? So exactly 4. So we're talking about the same scenario. I don't necessarily need to rewrite this because I already wrote it up above. But we're still talking about a binomial model. We're looking at the number of real emails is what we're examining in 25. That's n. Okay? And now they want to know what's the probability that that number is 4. That's a binomial model. And I don't really need to write that formula out. As long as I've written this other stuff here, I don't need to write these formulas. If I don't write this stuff, I have to write the formula. You cannot just give me an answer. That will not get you full credit. On the AP exam, it might not get you any credit. It will not get you full credit for me. So I can just go straight to my calculator and do binomial PDF because it's an equals to. So I mean, I'm just finding the probability of one spot. 25 n p 0.09 and then 4x. What do you want x to be? How many successes do you want? 4. And I just get my answer. 4 emails, about 11%. What is the probability that you'll have at most 6? That means the same thing as less than or equal to. They mean the same thing. At most 6 means 6 or 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1 or none. Written in symbols, it would look like this. And yet again, I don't need to write the formula. My calculator will just do it for me, but you have the hardest part is just knowing that you're using this binomial model. Second vars. This time, because it's a less than or equal to, I want to choose CDF. So A. The format's the same. N, P, X. N, P, and X this time is now 6. So what that CDF is doing, it's not just finding the probability of 6, but it's a cumulative probability. So it's doing 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus none. 0.99946%. So pretty high percent that you will have at most 6. 6 or fewer. Remember, our expected is to be 2. So definitely should have, 2 or more. What is the probability you have at least 4? I want you to notice this switched from at most to at least. This would be 4 or more. Okay. Remember, this was 6 or less. Now, there's no button in our calculator that does or more. The only buttons in our calculator are CDF, which does an exact one, or PDF, which does an exact number of successes, or CDF, which does that number or fewer. So now, what I need you to realize is if 4 or more could be 4 or 5 or 6, all the way out to 25. That would be 4 or more successes. 4 real, 5 real, 6 real, 7 real, 8 real, 9 real, all the way up to 25 real, or all of them being real. Now, remember, we did this with at least 1. What are we not trying to find? We're not trying to find, this is what we don't want. We don't want there to only be 0, 1, 2, or 3. Those would not be considered what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find the probability of at least 4 or more. So this is what I'm actually trying to find the probability of, but I don't have a button or an easy way of calculating that. I can calculate this, all right? So let me write this in symbols. This is what we are looking for, okay? I can't calculate that. What I can calculate is this pretty quickly and easily using a CDF. That's this guy here, 3, 2, 1, or none, or less than or equal to 3. And then just realizing these are complements. Together, this is everything. Either we have 0, 1, 2, 3 real, or we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 25 real. So together, these are complements. There's outcomes would add to 1. If you have 25 emails, either you've got none real, 1 real, 2 real, 3 real, or you got 4 real, 5 real, 6 real, etc., all the way to 25 real. This I can calculate in my calculator. I'm just going to do 1 minus it this time. 1 minus second vars binomial CDF because of the less than. And then N, P, and X. X is going to switch to 3, not 4, because remember this was 4 or more. We're going to calculate 3 or less, which is really not what I want, but I'm going to complement it, 1 minus that, to get the answer to this question. So same thing we learned when we did at least 1. At least 1, we did 1 minus the complement, which was none. Now we're just extending that up a little bit from 1. If you have at least 4, you do 1 minus at most 3, etc. What is the probability that you'll have at least 1 real message in your 25 emails? We already learned how to do that. At least 1 would mean 1 or more. We're going to do 1 minus none. You could write the word none. You could write the word x equals 0. And from there, you can go to your calculator and do 1 minus second vars binomial. This time I'm going to do PDF. Since this is just 0, 25, success 0.09, 0. I actually, if you'll notice, get the exact same answer if I would have chosen to do a CDF here. Let's just do it this way. Notice I'm going to get the exact same answer because whether you do just 0 or fewer, there's actually nothing fewer than 0.